Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome in. Hope everyone's having a fabulous Thursday. Hope you guys are doing well today. We're going to do a recap today on my trip to Laughlin. Give a few minutes for people to get in here. Probably won't have too many in throughout the day, and that's fine. This is just a recap of how my trip went while I was in Laughlin. In case a lot of you guys didn't know, I do wear glasses. They're just reading glasses. I don't have to wear them full time, but sometimes I do have to wear them when I'm reading chat and reading stuff. But welcome in, and already got a thumbs up. Thank you for whoever gave me the thumbs up. Appreciate you. On today, we are going to do a recap of my trip to Laughlin. Guys, I will tell you right now, did I win huge in Laughlin? No, I did not win huge in Laughlin. I didn't win a jackpot. I didn't win a hand pay, but I had fun. The whole point of the trip was I was there to have fun and have a good time. That was the whole situation with the trip to Laughlin, was I wanted to go and have fun. And was I nervous about the flight when I went on the trip? Absolutely. I'd never flown before. So when I got on the plane, I was a little nervous, and I took my meds like normal. And I'd like to say a special thank you to Valerie Alexander. I'd gotten on there, and because I wasn't comfortable with the plane ride and stuff, I'd made some comments about maybe resigning my trip that I won coming up soon, through the trip I won on New Year's Eve. I got chats coming in. I'm sorry. But anyway, the whole point of the trip was I had a blast, guys. I had a blast being there. I didn't hit any jackpots. I didn't hit any hand pays. Um, the whole point of the trip was I had a blast. I had so much fun. And make sure y'all hit that thumbs up when you come in. Make sure you hit the hearts at the side. It helps push out the channel. And make sure you're subscribed. Let me get on my chat on my other phone. Makes it a little easier so I don't have to continue looking at the deal. It's like gambling, Granny. How you doing? But I had fun. The trip when I first got there, um, the very first part of the trip. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Um, wasn't so grand. About 20 minutes after I got off the plane, I had found out a friend of mine had passed away that I've known since I was 6 years old. Nobody had contacted me all day to let me know that this has happened because they knew it would just bring my anxiety level up because me and this person had been friends since I was six. So they waited till I landed in Nevada before they let me know that this had happened. Um, hey, Lindsay, how are you? But guys, I had a blast in Laughlin. I mean, am I one that's used to the class 3 gaming all the way around? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not used to the class 3 gaming. We have class 3 gaming machines in Oklahoma. Yes, we do. Um, but because our RPGs are set differently here, it doesn't pay like a state based casino like Nevada. But I had a blast, and that's all that matters is I had fun. And then in my comments, I'm like, I didn't really care for the plane ride. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. The my only really bitch about the whole trip is I did go over to the Tropicana to gamble, and I'm not allowed to have alcohol. I ordered a Diet Coke. And guys, if you guys are Dr. Pepper drinkers and a heavy Dr. Pepper drinker like I am, if you want Dr. Pepper, you're gonna have to like Uber or DoorDash Dr. Pepper to your room. They don't serve it in the casinos. Not the two I played at anyway. I only played at Tropicana and Harris. Harris is Pepsi products, Diet Pepsi, things like that, and Tropicana's Coke, Diet Coke, things along that nature. Um, and I ordered a Diet Coke. I said, make sure there's not alcohol in it. I can't have alcohol because I'm on my medications. Okay, I got you. She brought the tray of drinks around, and I could smell the alcohol off the drinks, and I thought, man, this drink has a weird smell to it. And I thought maybe it was just because it was on the tray of the other drinks. And I smelt the cup, and it smelt like it had some kind of alcoholic beverage in it. And I took a little bit more of a smell of it, and I took a small little sip. Now, I'm not saying there was alcohol in this drink. There may not have been, but I wasn't chancing it. When I took that drink, I'm like, I just still smell that strong smell odor of alcohol. And so what, and next month I'll be sober 8 years. So I wasn't taking the chance. So I just took the cup of soda and I threw it in the trash. I didn't get on to the waitress, or anything like that. She could have possibly got me in another person's drink mixed up, which is possible, and that's okay. So the rest of the time I was at Tropicana, I just drank water. But I had a blast while I was there. And while I was there, guys, Big Slaughter and Hot Garbage Slot stopped by and chilled out for an hour or so. It was fun. It was fun. I'd went downstairs and he didn't see me at first, and they were actually on their way out the door before he saw me, and I seen him, and I'm like, "Hey, Kurt." He's like, "Oh, there you are. We were fixing to leave, but we were hunting for you." And then we went over and they were showing me how to do the stack 'em up plays like you guys saw on their live last night. They were showing me how to do that. And when they got one of the bonuses, they let me pick one of the volcano bonuses, and I ended up getting a major for them on the bonus. It didn't pay a whole lot. I don't know exactly how much it paid. I didn't film any of it or anything, because it was Big Slaughter and Hot Garbage. It's not. I mean, I wasn't gonna film their play if it's not my play. That's just not how I do things. I don't steal other people's content when they're playing. And yeah, just in case I'm shocking all you guys, yeah, I do wear glasses sometimes. Um, but I appreciate that, Sage. Yeah, it was a tough battle, but guys, I had a little bit of a bitch about the plane ride. I didn't like the landing. I didn't like the takeoff. When we landed in Colorado, because the way the trip went, we left Tulsa. We had to stop in Pueblo to pick up more people. And when he landed that plane, I thought we hit something, guys. The way they landed that plane, I literally thought we ran into something. Okay, so it scared me. And then when we got to Laughlin, is a little, and the way Laughlin, if you guys have never been to Laughlin, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Laughlin's landing strip is very, very small. So basically, as soon as they land the plane, they immediately got to like get on the brakes and like ready to, I mean, not really, you can't really feel the plane skidding, but you can tell you're going to a stop really quick. But on the plane ride home, Valerie Alexandria, and some others had told me, Slot Crush and all them, they're like, hey man, download some games on your phone. You don't have to have internet to play or do, or download some movies. You don't have to have internet. So that's what I did. I went on Netflix and I went on Prime Video and I downloaded some movies. And it made the flight home so much better. Because I was watching movies on the flight back. I got through. I watched a comedy series. I was watching a comedian on the way back. I got through two of his comedy shows on the way back. So the way home, the flight home actually seemed shorter than the flight there. Um, but I had a great and fabulous time while I was in Laughlin. Um, Now, I've been trying to contact the tribe to see when I can do this free trip that I won back on New Year's Eve. They're still not contacting me. I'm hoping it. If they don't contact me pretty soon, I'm going to see if they'll do just a cash option to where I can just do something, because I earned that trip. And I want to do the trip on the 21st of this month. But we're running out of time for that to happen, and the trip has got to be booked before the 28th of February. So they may not have an option, but they offer me some kind of cash voucher to do the trip. And if y'all are just now coming in, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. I appreciate the 15 people that are in here. This is just a recap of how my Laughlin trip went. And then I started thinking, man, the hell with it. I'm not going to go to Slot Fiesta. I didn't like the plane ride. And I started looking at my tickets, and I didn't do like the insurance on my tickets to Slot Fiesta and all that. So I didn't do insurance. So these are non-refundable tickets. So I don't have an option but to do Slot Fiesta, which by then I would have regrouped myself and went ahead and done the trip anyway. Like I said, when I first got there, the trip started out kind of shady as it was. I wasn't there probably 20 minutes, and I'd gotten a phone call that a family member slash friend had passed away. So the trip from the get go was real kind of offish. But when I went in, I started playing, and within about 20 minutes of me playing, hey Samuel, how are you? Welcome in. I was already up 70 or $80 really quick. Just off of small bets. And guys, when I tell you that anytime I was getting on a Dragon Link or a Lightning Link machine, probably 10 to 15 times I was getting down to the very last orb of hitting the damn grand. On small bets, on dollar bets, nickel bets, tons of times I was getting down to the last orb while I was there. Now, while I was there, when I was in Biloxi last year in Mississippi, the whole time I was in Mississippi, I think I hit a total of like 2 minis the whole time I was there last year. I was hitting minis out the butt. And then I even hit a minor while I was there this time in Laughlin on a 50-cent bet on a Panda Magic, which was amazing. I went live a few times. It's your second channel? All right. I went live a few times. I didn't go live as much as I wanted to. I didn't try to go live from the Tropicana. I was going to ride the water taxi on that Sunday to go to one of the casinos until the lady announced on the water taxi that they were only going to run the water taxi till 4, which I had decided right then, if I want to go anywhere, I'll just ride the free shuttle to the Tropicana, and then I can go to any of the casinos I want, instead of paying the $5. But I had a fabulous time while I was there, man. If you're a Dr. Pepper drinker, when you're there, you're going to have DoorDash bring you something. While I was there, like here in Oklahoma, we have what's called a smash burger down at Durant. Lindsay knows what I'm talking about. Lindsay plays at Durant like I do. We have a smash burger in Durant. Well, down there, they offer where you can get a meal, kind of like you do at McDonald's. Well, in Smash Burger and Laughlin, you don't get that option. You pay for a burger, you pay for your fries, and you pay for a drink. They don't offer a meal deal, okay? So you can't get a meal for like $12 or $13. And then one night I was there, I door dashed some Taco Bell. And the reason why I did that is because Taco Bell offers Dr. Pepper. So I did that to get the Dr. Pepper. I did that to get the Dr. Pepper. I learned how to AP play just a little bit. I did AP play a instant hint buffalo. I did get the wheel on a $1.20 bet. It paid me like $35 or something like that. And if you guys are not subscribed to Lindsay, make sure you subscribe to Lindsay. She's a very fun channel to watch. We're still trying to convince her to start going live. She's got enough followers to go live. I wish she would start going live. She's kind of she's a fun channel to watch. She has a lot of shorts out. She's one of those type of people. She's not a real small better. She's a mediocre better. I mean, she don't bet $30 or $40 a shot, but she still bets a little lot more than I do. And I was surprised to find out that area didn't have y'all. As some of you guys know, one of my favorite games is Firelink. There wasn't nowhere around there that I'd asked locals, I'd asked everybody, I'd even asked Big Slaughter and Hot Garbage. There's not a casino there that has Firelink, and I love Firelink. Um, so, but in all around the whole thing, I had a blast, guys. I had so much fun. Um, I met a couple when I was on the plane that they had originally lived in Laughlin and then they had moved to Colorado. And then if you guys ever are in Laughlin and you want to rent a car, you can rent a car for like 45, $50 at the max. I mean, that's daily. And then all you got to do is turn it back in the next day or whenever you're set to turn it in. I don't know if she got the deal she got because maybe she's a senior citizen, but she was able to get her vehicle for 2 days for $34 a day. She only paid $100 for 2 days to rent the vehicle. And while they were on the plane with me, she asked me, she's like, hey, while you're here, tomorrow, me and my husband, we're going to go visit like the Clown Hotel and stuff like that. Would you like to ride with us? They were real friendly people. I was born in Colorado. Some of you guys may or may not know that. I was born in Colorado. But they're real pleasant people. And what's neat about this Caesars Reward app is, okay, I was in seat 10A. When you're in that seat, even on your return flight, you get the same seat. You may not be on the same plane, but if you're on seat 10A on the ride there through the Caesars app, you're in seat 10A on the ride home. So everybody has assigned seats. But the trip itself was amazing. Did I do very well? No, I did not. I did not. I lost a little more than I should have, and that's okay. That's part of gambling. That's you're not going there to expect to win. You're going there in hopes to win. And a huge shout out to Big Slaughter and Hot Garbage for what they went and did last night. Oh my God. If you guys have not watched their live, I'm not going to give a spoiler on what happened during their live, but you need to rewatch Big Slaughter's live last night. It's about 6 hours long. They did extremely well. And Big Slaughter and Hot Garbage met up with me while I was in Laughlin. We had a blast. It was fun. The hour and a half or so they were there. Samuel, what's weird about mine is mine doesn't even say community anymore. Now mine says post. Mine doesn't even say community. It just says post now. It doesn't say community at all. Hey, Robert, how you doing? I'm just on here recapping my trip to Laughlin. Give me a second, guys. And I will tell you this about the Harris in Laughlin. It has got the biggest non-smoking area I've ever seen in a casino. Outside of Durant. Durant's got 3,200 machines that are non-smoking. But as far as the smaller casinos, like when we were in Harris over in Mississippi, it has a little bitty non-smoking area, guys. Maybe 20 machines. Normal, that's the norm even here in Oklahoma. Is normally the non-smoking area might have about 20 machines. But if you're in Durant here in Oklahoma, we have 3,200 machines that are in the non-smoking area. Um, Sometimes I go down there. I don't go down there. That when I do go down there, it's because there are some games down there I like to play. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's great to hear that you went fishing. Man, get if y'all didn't watch my little video I did of the Colorado River, it is gorgeous. Blue water. It divides Nevada and Arizona. It was just so pretty. I wish I'd went like later in the year when some of the things were open, where you can like rent the jet skis and the food courts and stuff in that area were open. But guys, if you guys saw my some pictures I posted, it was February in the 70s down there. I was at the pool area. They have an area down there where they got a family pool. They have an area down there where they have a 21 and over pool. I was at the 21 and over pool because it has a hot tub. The hot tub was amazing. I laid out for a little bit. Um, we never did get security to come down and unlock the gate for us to go down on the beach, which that's okay. That's fine. The next time I go, and yes, I said next time because I'm like I said, I'm getting these trips for like $50, guys. And now that I played some, my next trip may be cheaper than that. I just got to wait for my Caesars app to update, which I think it updates every 7th of the month. So maybe by tomorrow I'll have some updates on like cheaper room rates. I already get comp rooms at some places anyway, but so maybe the flight might drop from $50 down to 25. There's even some situations if you're a certain tier level that some of your flights are free. You don't even pay for your flight or anything. Oh, needles, huh? Yeah. Um, that's awesome. Is that pretty close to like Bullhead City and all that? Did y'all just see what I did? I lit the wrong end of my cigarette. It's all right. I was sitting there playing around with it. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like buttons when you come in, and I appreciate the, I hit I hit 1K before I got to Laughlin, which is amazing. I appreciate Chips and Reels, Michelle, for helping push that out. DWT helping push that out. All my mods helping push it out. James, DWT, Bradley Jones, anyone that's mods for me. Some of my kids tell me, Dad, you have too many mods. No, I don't have too many mods. I have mods that's been the reason why these people are mods is number one, some of these people I know personally, and then some of these people has followed me from the day I started my channel, like Robert, James, Lindsay plays in the same area I play at, so she's a mod. Um, Big Slaughter's a mod because I've met Big Slaughter. I've Bradley Jones is a mod. James is a mod. Bradley Jones is a mod because he's Bradley Jones. I mean, he can drop links faster than Grease Lightning. But Robert Dudinsky, he's followed me since I've like started my channel. He's been a huge supporter of mine from the get go. Um, There's been a lot of people that's been with me from the get go. Um, you know, when we started this channel in March of 2022, I didn't think it would ever get past two or 300 subs, and I was okay with that. It was meant out of doing it for fun anyway. So I was grateful to get to 1,000 subs. Now, because I had to take those long breaks in between, I still don't have my full watch hours to get super chats or anything like that, which that's fine. I'll get those later on. I don't know when my next casino trip will be. Like I said, I went a little over budget doing this casino trip. So a lot of my streams here in the next couple of week or so will be from home. But I'm going to try to go as live and as much as possible to get my hours up, my watch hours up. And the more that you guys spam them hearts on the side, the more it pushes me out. The more you share me out, the more thumbs up I get. It helps push the channel out. And I mean, yeah, February 9th is the Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Eagles to win it. I'm a Bronco fan. I will never root for the Kansas City Chiefs ever in my life. And number two, I'm going for the Eagles because, as some of you guys know, the Eagles quarterback, I'm an OU fan. Our quarterback went to school at the University of Oklahoma. So their quarterback went to the school at where I support that college team. But guys, my trip to Laughlin was so amazing. I mean, I had such a blast. It was beautiful weather down there. When we left Tulsa that day, it was raining. It was nasty. Um, it wasn't like so wet that it, you know, delayed the flight or anything, but it was horrible weather. And when we got to Nevada that night, it was probably in the 50s and clear. The next day it was sunny. I mean, just beautiful weather. Um, and because they're dry heat and stuff in that area, their 60s is a little different than our 60s here. Like 60s here, you can feel the humidity. You don't feel that down there, okay? You don't feel the humidity down there. So with their 60s and 65 down there, it felt like it was in about the 50s here. Hey, Carrie, welcome in. Sorry if I'm missing anyone chat, but guys, I mean, I bitched and moped a little bit about I didn't like the flight. I didn't like to fly. Um, I took my meds like I was supposed to on the way back. And then one amazing thing was when we got to the Laughlin airport, their drinks in the little Coke machine had Dr. Pepper in it. And they were only $2.50, guys. They were $2.50. Do you know what I paid for a Dr. Pepper in Tulsa out of the Coke machine, or out of they didn't even have the Coke machine, and the Coke machine was Mr. Pibb. I went to the little drink station. It was $4.50 for a drink. And then I bought a little package of like Jack Link's jerky, and it was $3.75. It's ridiculous what they charge in these airports for drinks and stuff. And then when you get past TSA, if you guys never flown, when you go into TSA, what they do, I'm glad I was wearing some sweatpants and just a regular t-shirt. My son is the one that kind of told me, he's like, when you go and get on your flight, don't wear your overalls. I'm like, why? He's like, there's a slight chance they may make you pull your overalls down because your overalls have metal buttons on them. He said, so you don't need to be wearing your overalls. Wear something comfortable, Dad. You know, I'm like, okay, And then there was a guy there. He had a belt on, and made him take his belt off. And there was a guy there that had overalls on, and they did make him go to the back room and remove his overalls. And then they scanned him and stuff, and he was able to put his overalls on. So I'm kind of glad my son fed me that information. So if you're ever flying or anything, y'all make sure that you wear stuff that don't have metal. And then you get in, and then once they scan you and you run everything through the machine and all that, your bags and everything, your wallet, your jacket, you got to take everything off, your belt, your jacket, your wallet out of your pocket. You got to set your phones in this little deal, and it scans through. They ask if you have any drinks in your carry on. Um, so that, and then you get in this machine and you put your arms like up in the air and you put your feet in this little yellow area, and it's an X-ray machine and it like scans your whole body. It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. That part of it's pretty that part of it's not so bad. And then you go to your area where you got to get on the plane, where we boarded the plane in Tulsa at A3. Um, and then they call rows out. They allow the disabled people to get on first. It's got like walkers, wheelchairs, things like that. They allow them to board first, and then they start boarding rows like rows 1 through 5, and then 6 through 10, so forth and so on. And so they're very, very organized at doing this, even being a smaller company. They're in cahoots with American Airlines. So if anything was to happen where they can't get a Sun Country plane, they will fly you in an American airline plane, because they're in cahoots with them. But I had an amazing time. It was so much fun. We had such a blast. Um, the people that I met on the plane, they kept coming by and checking on me. Hey, how you doing? Are you up? Are you down? Are you hitting anything good? I'm like, no, not really. And she had hit a couple of jackpots. She said she had hit something on oh God, what's that game called? Where you get the 3 hats or the 6 hats. Um, Whatever it's called. They got shit tons of them. I don't play them. The name is slipping my mind. It's the one where you get the 6 hats, you got to land the pigs and all that stuff, whatever they're called, where you can get the money mansions or whatever, and where you can get the buzzsaw bonus. Robert, help me out here. What's the name of that game? I rarely play them. Oh, Huff and Puff. There you go. Never mind. I got it. Huff and Puff. They'd hit a jackpot on Huff and Puff. She was betting $5 a spin. She hit the major on it. Um, and then now I did get on one Huff and Puff machine while I was there. I got on the Huff and Puff Money Mansions. Very first spin, I got 6 hats. I got 5 of the hats, and then this little guy popped up with the extra hat. So the very first spin, I did get a bonus on the Money Mansions. So that was pretty neat. But guys, Laughlin's not a huge city. It's about 90 miles from Vegas. If you want a break from Vegas to go down and have a good time, it's not full of young people. It don't have the razzle and dazzle of Vegas. If you want to get away from Vegas, drive the 90 miles down there and gamble a little bit. I stuck to just the Tropicana and the Harrah's. And everyone's like, well, you should have went to Edgewater. You should have went here. You should have went to the Aquarius. Should have went to the Golden Nugget. I was having a good time. I was there to have fun. Um, I had a great and fabulous time. Pool time. That Saturday evening, I sat up in my room that evening because I'm a huge wrestling fan. So Saturday night, I did sit up in my room and I watched the Royal Rumble um, while I was up there. I watched the Royal Rumble on my phone. They weren't playing it in the sports book because sports book don't have Peacock. So I watched the Royal Rumble from my room. Um, so I did take a break from the casino to do that. And then there was another machine that was down there that I was playing, and max bet on it was $1 a spin. And it's an older machine, and I kept getting free games on it, and it kept me afloat. I mean, it kept I could put some money in there, and with just in a few spins, I was getting free games out of it. At one point in time, I even got 5 free games. Oh, they have biker rallies. Oh, dangerous bikers, huh? Wow. Oh yeah, huff and puff. Yeah, I'm well rested. I got back Monday, and then when I got back, I went and stayed with some family. Of course, my chat froze on this main phone. That's all right. I can read it off this other phone. Um, but when I got back Monday, I could have went ahead and come back home, but I had a funeral I had to attend to that Wednesday. So my sister and then picked me up, and I'm like, just take me back to your house, and I'll ride to the funeral with you guys Wednesday. And then I came home last night. I got home late last night, about 8 o'clock, 8 or 9 or so, and then of course I was glued in on the Big Slaughter live all night long because of all the hand pastes and stuff he got. I mean, he just had an amazing run. If you guys haven't watched the replay of it yet, I suggest you watch it. I've never seen anybody hit that many hand pays in a live before, and I mean, he was just killing it, guys. Him and Hot Garbage. And Big Slaughter, I've met Big Slaughter before. That was the first time I'd met Hot Garbage, aka Arnold. Hang on a second, guys. Come in. Grandpa wants to know if you need anything from Dollar General. What are you wearing? I'm wearing my glasses so I can read chat. Um, yeah, get. Let me mute you guys for just a second. Sorry, guys. I was discussing with my kid about supper. Appreciate everyone for the thumbs up. Uh, anyway, my kid come in. He wanted need to know if I need anything from the store, so I had to hand him a debit card. Uh, but anyway, I mean, the play there is it's class three gaming, guys. I mean, it's straight up class three gaming. Um, everyone, I had all my kids and all them telling me, you got all these comps around here in Oklahoma. Why don't you just do a trip around here around Oklahoma and just, swip swap machine, swip swap hotels and stuff for a few days. I didn't want to. I wanted to get away, It was a few days after I went through my situation with. Your lip reading is astonished. That's funny. But anyway, I'm having to read chat off my other phone. This phone has a tendency of freezing up on me, especially if I have too many pictures on there. So I'll have to delete some of the pictures on there. And guys, I took pictures of. I posted some of them on Facebook. I posted some of them on Instagram. I don't know if I posted any of them on my community tab on YouTube of like in the airplane up in the air where you can look down and stuff like that. I mean, it was amazing. Um, I had a window seat, but I didn't have a window seat, if you know what I mean. My window seat had a wall right there. So there was a window to the left of me and there's a window to the right of me. And I was just turning to the left and just aiming my camera out the window and just taking shots of outside of everything. It was great. I mean, it was gorgeous, and it's like my kids told me they're like, and even Valerie told me they're like, as long as you make sure there's air above you, you'll be fine. Um, the flight staff was amazing. They went through the directions of how security safety measures. Um, they did an amazing job on explaining that, on how to use your, if you were landing water, how to use your life vest, how to use your seatbelt the proper way. Um, if you had to use the oxygen, if the oxygen mask dropped down, how to make sure you secure yourself before you helped others. They were very helpful. And on the flight there, they give complimentary little bags of snacks because it's the Caesars Reward app. Complimentarily on the way from Tulsa to Colorado, they gave complimentary like soda and water. But once the people got on in Colorado, they did another round of complimentary drinks, and then if you wanted like alcoholic beverages, you got a comped alcoholic beverage. If you wanted a mixed drink or whatever. Um, my first round on the way to Colorado, I got water. And then when we got to Colorado, from Colorado to Nevada, I think I got a Coca Cola. And they pour it in a cup. It's just a small cup about that big. It's not very big. And if any of you guys have ever gambled at these class three casinos, like me and Lindsay, we're used to doing our own self serve at casinos where you can go up and get your own soda pop. It's not like that at class three gaming facilities. They bring you, when you order a Coke or a Pepsi or whatever, They bring it to you in a glass about this tall. It looks like you're getting a kid's drink from McDonald's. They're not very big at all. And they don't hound you about whether or not you're playing on whether or not they give you a drink. They really don't. Now, at some of the maybe bigger properties, they might, but um, at Harris and Tropicana, there's a few times I was just kind of walking around looking for a machine, and I walked up to the lady and I'm like, "Hey, can I get a water off your tray?" Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll see you later, Samuel. Appreciate you coming in. Oh, you play Pharaoh's Fortune? Yeah, they got a lot of Keno, and as one thing I did notice about that place is they really cater to Keno and video poker. Um, they do cater to Keno and video poker, and they do have a high limit room um, where you can go in there and play high limit lightning links, some dragon links, stuff like that. They even have some low limit games in there. I was surprised to see that. Like we went in there, I went in there with Big Slaughter, and we were playing. They were playing the instant hit, and it was only penny denom, which I'd never seen that before in a high limit. Usually, we were expecting to walk in there and minimum bet be 5 cents, and it was penny denom. Hey, Malia, how are you? But I had a fabulous, fabulous time on this trip, guys. I can't wait to go to Slot Fiesta to meet all the other slot channels. And I have not got to watch the trailer yet. Um, Chips and Reels did drop the trailer for Slot Fiesta, so make sure you watch the trailer for Slot Fiesta. I haven't got to watch it yet. I noticed that she had just dropped it right before I came live, so I haven't got to watch the trailer for it yet. Um, Shout out to Chris and Lou for Slot Fiesta, to the Yoshis for helping with Slot Fiesta. Um, where to make sure that us channels that are going on to Slot Fiesta, whether we're involved in the lineup or anything, we were asked to do a shout out to watch the trailers for it, to watch the channel lineups for it. Make sure you watch the trailer for Slot Fiesta of who all's going to be involved on the lineup. I don't know if it's going to announce all the channels that are going to be there. Like I said, I haven't watched the trailer of it just yet. I will after I'm done with this live. Um, but Chris and Lou, thank you very much for doing Slot Fiesta. I do believe this is the fourth annual event. Um, and any of you channels that have channels that are going to Slot Fiesta, you make sure you mention the Slot Fiesta in one of your lives, in one of your pre-recorded videos. Oh yeah, I still support the bracelets. I didn't get any new ones while I was there. That one guy looked at me and said, "Let me see them fancy bracelets you got on at the TSA airport." Um, he's like, "What are those all about?" I said, "Well, I'm a YouTube channel." And I said, "These are bracelets from some of the YouTube people that I follow and support." And then one, I said, one of the bracelets on me is actually my channel. While I'm at Slot Fiesta, I will have Pop Pop's gaming bracelets available for those of you guys that'll be there. Um, I haven't really been handing a whole lot of those out here lately, so that I don't have to order any new ones before Slot Fiesta. Um, so I don't know when my next casino trip will be. I'll do as many lives as I can between now and then. I might try to put in a live at a casino before I hit Slot Fiesta. And then, guys, when we landed in Tulsa that day, I had some free play over at one of the casinos in Tulsa. So I told my sister, I said, run over to River Spirit, which I have filming rights over there, but the way my filming rights works over there is I have to let the lady that I speak to in the filming department, she has to have 24-hour notice before I go live, which I didn't know for sure if my sister would be willing to want to go to the casino or not. So I didn't send the lady a message to let her know I was going to go to River Spirit and film. Um, I put my 25 in free play in and backed it up with like a $20 bill. And I hit pretty good while I was there. We wasn't there probably 30 minutes and I was up a couple of $100. So I mean, I just it was an amazing trip. You know, I got some of my losses back once I got back to Oklahoma. And then now I'm back to reality. Um, I had a blast. I had an amazing time. I appreciate everyone that joined the live today. I appreciate everyone that joined the lives when I did go live while I was there. No one said anything to me really. One person did say something when I filmed that one bonus that day. They're like, you don't have permission to film here, do you? I'm like, no, I don't. And then later that night, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go live. And the worst that can happen is them telling me to shut it off. And of course, I was really discreet. You know, I didn't have my tripod out. I was just freehanding it. And I did a good job at freehanding it. Um, y'all were able to see it all, everything clearly and everything and all that. Um, but I mean, you know, we just the whole deal about going and playing slots, don't ever walk in there thinking you're going to hit a jackpot. Try to walk in with a positive attitude, but don't expect to hit something because you may not hit anything. You guys saw how bad that Buffalo Ascension was to me. I mean, I was chasing because the Stampedes were up, I was chasing it. And when I started noticing it was declining, I'm like, man, this might take $500 to get that Stampede to even hit. And what if it hit and only paid me like $30, you know? So after putting about $200 into it, I'm like, I don't think this is going to hit. And it may have. I could have stuck around an extra few minutes and might have paid off. But then again, it may not have. So I went to something else. And then that live stream was a complete fiasco. I mean, I wasn't hitting shit that live stream, but the stream before that, you guys saw how many bonuses I was getting on that Tiger game and all that, and Tiki Fire. Of course, Tiki Fire will always have a special place in my heart. That's the first machine I was ever playing that I got a major on. I love playing Tiki Fire. They took it out of my local and replaced it with a high stakes machine. And if you guys saw my video on one of my lives, they got a huge high stakes machine in that casino. I mean, it is massive. I mean, it's absolutely huge. But I had a blast going live with you guys, and the trip itself was amazing. I got some pool time. Where else could you go and get in a pool outside in the middle of February? I mean, come on. I mean, it was just amazing weather. It was sunny out. Um, you know, I took a picture and uploaded it to my community page. Hey, sucking up some sun rays. A lot of these places that you have these pools that you go to these casinos, they have to be indoors in order for you to enjoy them. Like here in Oklahoma, all of our pools, except one of the casinos that I go to, it's indoor, but you can't film from there at all. That's a 100% non-filming facility. So um, now I am friends with one of the security guards there. I could probably convince him to let me do a live from there, and him try to talk to surveillance to see if they would let me do live. Because I am friends with him. Oh yeah, take a budget. Stick to your budget, guys. I did go a little over budget on this trip, but that's okay. Um, I went a little over budget on this trip. I don't normally go over budget on my trips. I normally set a budget for a live. I normally set a budget for a video. I normally set a budget for a trip itself. I went just a little bit over what I was expecting to go over, but that's all right. Um, Once in a while, when you do well at casinos, it's okay to go over your budget. Just make sure your bills are paid first. That's one thing I do express to everyone and everybody. Always pay your bills. Don't walk into that thing thinking you're going to hit something to pay your bills, because you may blow your rent money. You may blow your electricity money. You may blow your food money. And that's just the hardship of it. I know people that do it, and it just aggravates the fire out of me. There's some people that I know that they will literally get paid, and before they pay any of their bills, they go straight to the casino, and then they're trying to explain to their landlord, "Oh, I lost all my money. I don't have any money to pay you this month." Bullshit. Pay your bills first. Pay your bills first. Gamble second. Hey, Maga Mike, I love you, bro. Appreciate everything. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. We hope to see a live stream out of you this weekend. Um, but yeah, guys, in case some of you guys didn't know, I do wear glasses sometimes. Um, my son walked in. He's like, "I haven't seen you wear those in quite some time." Um, I wear it usually just for a lot of times just when I'm reading books or reading chat or something like that. Um, I don't have to wear them full time. I do have 20/20 vision, but I do need reading glasses now that I'm getting older, um, to see some of the smaller fine print, and some of the print on here is kind of small, so I do need it for that. Yeah, that's why there's so many homeless people in Vegas. You're probably right. Um, MAGA, there is something I'm going to send you a personal message about on our little Discord. It's a question I have because when I was leaving the casino, I scanned my player's card and it asked me something. So there is something I'm going to send you a personal message about to ask you what that means. Because I'm not used to Caesar's stuff, Caesar's reward app. So I have a question about that because it said something on there, and I don't know if it means on my next casino trip that's what it means, or if it was had to be used that day. It's just something I'll ask you in a personal private message. Yeah, Pat, you're right. I mean, homeless population in Vegas is legit, guys. I've watched videos where some of these people went down in the tunnels and talked to these people, and they moved to Vegas with a dream, and their dream collapsed. Um, Always pay your bills first. Never, And don't ever think just because you're only betting 50 cents or a dollar, you can't hit something big and huge. You can. I've watched people hit maxed out grands on a $1.25 bet. I've watched people. I've got a buddy that his wife plays. All she plays is the Lightning Links, and she only bets 50 cents, and she hits majors on Lightning Links all the time on 50 cents, and she don't bet anything over 50 cents, and she hits maxed out majors. She hits majors. And I mean, you, like Sister Yoshi says, you do not have to bet big to win big. Um, am I a huge Buffalo fan? No, I'm not a huge Buffalo fan. Now, there was a Buffalo game there I was playing. If you guys noticed, I was playing Buffalo um, Revolution. And the reason why I was playing it is because that had the biggest grand I've ever seen on a Buffalo Revolution. I've never seen a grand above $8,000, and that grand was at 12K. And the machines that were around it, all their grands were at like 6 or 7 thousand. But that particular machine, the grand was at 12,000. I wish I'd have hit it, because I did get a couple of coin bonuses on it, and I wish I would have hit it, but I didn't. But that's okay. Um, the whole point of this trip was to have fun. Oh yeah, she's lucky. I mean I mean she that's all she plays is the Lightning Link, and she only bets 50 cents, and she hits and he's a friend of mine, and he put in and he's not part of like any kind of like groups on Facebook or anything like that. He'll post it on his personal page. She hit another one. She hit another one, and it'd be a 50 cent bet on Lightning Link. I mean, when I hit my first major on Lightning Link, I was betting 750. And then my second major I hit on Lightning Link, I was betting 250. Um, and then I hit that major on Money Link at Durant. Um, that was on a $1.50 bet, 2 cent denomination. Um, but you don't have to bet big to win big. I mean, you guys saw my hit that one night on Dragon Link. I was betting 225 or 250 on dimes, and I got like a $400 bonus on a Panda Magic because I was chasing that maxed out major. And then if you guys aren't familiar with Oklahoma casinos, that progressive jackpot that got up over $1 million that max bet on it was $3. It did finally hit at a Muskogee Nation casino. I don't know which Muskogee Nation casino it hit at, but the $1 million winner did land the $1 million on a $3 max bet. It's a progressive that's statewide, so it runs through all the casinos. That's the only one that's linked to all the casinos. Yeah, gambling and drinking. Yeah, you can lose it all. I mean, that's one thing I do tell everyone though. Pay your bills first. Always pay your bills first. Guys, I appreciate the 19 thumbs up. I've been live for a little over an hour. My trip to Lauglin was great. I appreciate you all coming in. I love each and every one of y'all. Some of my streams here in the next few weeks is all probably going to be from home. I'm trying to save up some money so that, that I got, that way I'm set for Slot Fiesta. Once again, the trailer is out for Slot Fiesta. Make sure y'all watch it to see the lineup of who all's going to be in the lineup. Hosted by Chris and Lou, and the Yoshis are helping. So make sure y'all watch that trailer for Slot Fiesta. Chips and Reels has dropped the trailer. So maybe if you go to her channel, You might be able to see it there, or go to Chris and Lou's channel itself, and look for the trailer, or maybe the Yoshi slots. But I appreciate you guys for coming in. Thanks for the 19 thumbs up. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And if you're at the casino, you do not win if you do not spin. This is Pop Pops Gaming, and I'll see you in the next live.